Namo Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajakacarya Ashtattar Sata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I hope all you are doing well. Today we'll be reading from text 48 from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So before I start, let's pray first. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नारायणं नमस्कृतं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Text 48 from Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you have not listened our previous classes, please check out from our playlist. So let's begin. नैव पर्यन्तपोचितिं कवयन्तवेषा ब्रह्मायुषापि कृतमुग्धमुदस्मरन्त यो हन्तर्बहिस्तर्नुभृतां शुभं विधुं नश्चार्य चित्तवपुषा स्वर्गतिं व्यानक्ति. Text 48. Naiva Payanta Kavayastavesha Brahmayo Shapi Krita Mugdha Muda Smaranta Yohanta Bahistarnu Bhritam Shubhang Vidhumnar Nacharya Chittarbu Pushashvargating Vyanakti. Synonyms. No, eva, not at all. Upayanti are able to express apachitim their gratitude. Kavaya learned devotee. Tava your. Isha, O Lord. Brahma Ayusha with a lifetime equal to Brahma's. Api in spite of. Kartum magnanimous work, riddhi increased, mudha joy, smaranta remembering, yahu anta within, bahi outside, tanubhritam of those who are embodied, abhusham mis ashubham means misfortune, vidunvan dissipating, Acharya of the spiritual master, Chitya of the super soul, Bapusa by the form, Shwa own Gatim, Path, Vyanakti, Vyanakti means sows. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O my Lord, transcendental poet and expert in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they are endowed with the prolonged lifetime of Brahma. For you it appear in two features, eternally as a Acharya or internally as a super soul. To deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. How to come to you. O my Lord, transcendental poet and expert in spiritual science, could not fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they are endowed with prolonged lifetime of Brahma, for you appear in two features, externally as Acharya and internally as a super soul, to deliver the embodied living being, by directing him how to come to you. This verse This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.296 was spoken by Sri Uddhava after he heard from Sri Krishna all necessary instrument about yoga. Text 49. तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं त्वं येन मापुयन्ति मा मामुपयन्ति ते तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं त्वं येन मामुपयन्ति ते तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं त्वं येन मामुपयन्ति ते तेषां unto them satatayuktanam always engaged bhajatam in rendering devotional service Priti Purvakam in loving ecstasy, Dadami I give, Buddhi Yogam real intelligence, Tam that Yana by which Mam unto me, Upayanti come they. Translation. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they come to me. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. This verse of Bhagavad Gita 10:10 clearly stated how the Govinda Deva instructed his bona fide devotee. The Lord declared that by enlightenment in theistic knowledge, he awards attachment for him to those who constantly engage in his transcendental loving service. This awakening of divine consciousness entails a devotee who thus releases his eternal transcendental mellow. Such an awakening is rewarded only to those convinced by devotional service about the transcendental nature of the personality Godhead. They know that the supreme truth, all the spiritual and all powerful person in one without a second, has fully transcendental sense. He is fountainhead of all emanation. Such pure devotee always merged in knowledge of Krishna, absorbed in Krishna consciousness, engaged through the realization as a great scientist, exchange their view and discuss the result of their research in scientific academics. Such exchange of thought in regard to Krishna give pleasure to the Lord, who therefore favor such devotee with all enlightenment. Text 50. यथा ब्रह्मण्ये भगवान् स्वयमुपदिश्वानुभावितवान् यथा ब्रह्मणे भगवान् स्वयमुपदिश्वानुभावितवान् यथा just as brahmane unto Lord Brahma Bhagavan the Supreme Lord Swayam himself upadhishya having instructed Anubhavitawan cause to perceive. The Supreme Personality Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan, taught Brahma and made him self-realized. The Supreme Personality Godhead, the Supreme Personality Godhead taught Brahma and made him self-realized. The English maxim of that God help those who help themselves is always applicable in the transcendental realm. There are many instances in the revealed scripture of the personality Godhead acting as a spiritual master from within. The personality Godhead was spiritual master who instructed Brahma. The personality Godhead was a spiritual master who instructed Brahma, the original living being in the cosmic creation. When Brahma was first created, he could not apply his creative energy to arrange the cosmic situation. At first, there was only sound, word, vibration, the word tapa, which indicate the acceptance of hardship for spiritual realization. Refraining from the sensual enjoyment, one should voluntarily accept all sort of difficulty for spiritual realization. This is called tapasya. An enjoyer of the sense can never realize God. An enjoyer of senses can never realize God. Godliness or the science of theistic knowledge. This is called tapasya. An enjoyer of the sense can never realize God, godness, or the science of theistic knowledge. Thus, when Brahma, initiated by Sri Krishna, by the sound vibration tapa, engaged himself in the act of austerity. By the pleasure of Vishnu, he was able to visualize the transcendental world. By the pleasure of Vishnu, he was able to visualize the transcendental world, Sri Vaikuntha, through the uh, transcendental realization. Modern science can communicate using the material discovery such as radio, television, and the computer. But the science invoked by the austerity but the science invoked by the austerity of Sri Brahma, the original father of mankind, was still more subtle. In time, material scientists may also know how we can communicate with the Vaikuntha world. In time, material scientists may also know how we communicate with the Vaikuntha world. Lord Brahma inquiry about the potency of the Supreme Lord and the personality Godhead answer his answer. The personality Godhead answer his inquiry in the following six consecutive statements. This instruction, which are reproduced from Srimad Bhagavatam, were imparted by the personality Godhead, acting as a supreme spiritual master. ज्ञानं परमगुह्यं मे यद्विज्ञानसमन्वितं सरहस्यं तदङ्ग्यं च गृहान् गोदितं मया ज्ञानं परमगुह्यं मे यद्विज्ञानसमन्वितं सरहस्यं तदङ्ग्यं च गृहान् गोदितं मया. Jnanam, knowledge, Parama, extremely, Guhyatam, confidential, me, of me, Yat, which, Vijnana, realization, Samannitam, fully endowed with, Sa, Rahasyam, along with the mystery, Tat, of that, Angam, supplementary part, Cha, and Grahana, just try to take up. Gaditam, explained, Maya, by me. Translation. Please hear attentively what I shall speak to you, for transcendental knowledge about me is not only scientific but also full of mysteries. Mysteries. Please hear attentively what I shall speak to you, for the transcendental knowledge about me is not only scientific but also full of mysteries. Transcendental knowledge of Sri Krishna is deeper than the impersonal knowledge of Brahman, for it it includes knowledge of not only his form and personality but also everything else related to him. There is nothing in the existence not related to Krishna. In a sense, there is nothing but Krishna, and yet nothing is Sri Krishna save and except his primeval personality. This knowledge constitute a complete transcendental science, and Vishnu wanted to give Brahmaji full knowledge about that science. The mystery of that knowledge culminate in personal attachment to the Lord, with the resulting effect of detachment from anything non-Krishna. There are nine alternative transcendental name of attaining this stage: hearing, chanting, remembering, serving of the lotus feet of the Lord, worshipping, praying, assisting, fraternizing with the Lord, and sacrificing everything for Him. There are different part of the some devotional service, which is full transcendental mystery. The Lord said to Brahma that since he was pleased with him, the Lord said to Brahma that since he was pleased with him, by his grace the mystery was being revealed. Text 52. Javanahang yatha bhavo jadrupa guna karmaka यावानहं यथा भावो यद्रूपगुणकर्मक तथैव तत्त्वविज्ञानमस्तु ते मदनुग्रहात् यावानहं यथा भावो यद्रूपगुणकर्मक तथैव तत्त्वविज्ञानमस्तु ते गुण ते मदनुग्रहात् यावानहं यथा भावो यद्रूपगुणकर्मक तथैव तत्त्वविज्ञानमस्तु ते मदनुग्रहात् Yavan, as I am in eternal form, aham, I, yatha, in whichever manner, bhava, transcendental existence, Yat, whatever, Rupa, various form and color, Guna, quality, Karmana, activity, Tatha eva, exactly so, Tattva Vijnana, factual realization, Astu, let there be, Te, your, Mat, mine, Anugrahat, by causeless mercy. By my causeless mercy, be enlightened in truth about my personality, manifestation, quality, and pastimes. By my causeless mercy, be enlightened in truth about my personality, manifestation, quality, and pastimes. By my causeless mercy, be enlightened in truth about my personality, and manifestation and quality and pastimes. The transcendental form of the Lord are a mystery, and the symptom of this form, which are absolutely different from anything made of mundane element, are so mysterious, are also mysterious. The innumerable form of lords such as Samsundara, Narayana, Rama, Gaurasundara, the color of this form white, red, yellow, cloud-like, Shyama and others. His quality as the responsive personality of Godhead to pure devotee, as impersonal Brahman to dry speculator, his uncommon activity like lifting Govardhan Hill, marrying more than 16,000 queen at Dwarika, and entering the Rasha dance with the damsel of Braja, expanding himself in the many form as there were damsel in dance, there are innumerable other uncommon act and attribute are all mystery. One aspect of which is presented in the scientific aspect of Bhagavad Gita, which is read and adored all over the world by by the class of scholar with as many interpreters as there are empiric philosopher. The truth of this mystery was revealed by Brahma by the descending process without the help of ascending one. The Lord's mercy descended to Brahma like devotee like Brahma, and through Brahma to Narada, from Narada to Vyasa, from Vyasa to Sukdeva, and so on bona fide chain of disciplic succession. We cannot discover the mystery of the Lord by our mundane endeavor. they are only revealed. By His grace to the proper devotee, these mysteries are gradually disclosed to the various grade of devotee in a proportion to the gradual development of service attitude. In other words, impersonalists who depend upon the strength of their poor fund of knowledge and morbid speculative habit without submission and service in the form of chanting and other mentioned above cannot penetrate to the mysterious region of transcendence where the supreme truth is a transcendental person free from all tinge of material element. Discovering the mystery of the Lord eliminate the impersonal feature is realized by the common spiritualists who are merely trying to enter the spiritual region from the mundane platform. Text 53. अहमेवा समेवाग्रे नान्यद् सत्सत्परम् पश्चादहं यदेतच्छ जोऽवशिष्यत सोऽस्म्यहम् अहमेवासमेवाग्रे नन्यद् सत्सत्परम् पश्चादहं यदेतच्छ योऽवशिष्यत सोऽस्म्यहम् aham I the personality godhead eva certainly some existed eva only a gray before the creation na never anyat anything else yat which sat the effect asat the cause param the supreme paschat at the end aham I the personality godhead yat which eta the in this creation cha also ya who avashishyati remain sha that asmi am aham I the personality godhead. Prior to cosmic creation, only I exist, and no phenomenon exists, either gross, subtle, or primordial. After creation, only I exist in everything, and after creation, only I exist in everything, and after annihilation, only I remain eternally. Aham means I. Therefore, the speaker who is speaking Aham, I, must have his own personality. The Mayavadi philosopher interpret this word Aham as referring to the impersonal Brahman. Impersonal Brahman. The Mayavadi are very proud their grammatical knowledge. But any person who is actual knowledge of grammar can understand that Aham means I, and I refers to personality. Therefore, the personality of Godhead speaking to Brahma use aham while describing his own transcendental form. Aham has a specific meaning. It is not vague term that can be whimsically interpreted. Aham, when spoken by Krishna, referred to Supreme Personality of Godhead and nothing else. Before the creation, after its dissolution, only the Supreme Personality Godhead and their associate exist. There is no existence of material element. This is confirmed in Vedic literature. The meaning of this mantra is that before creation there was no existence of Brahma or Shiva, for only Vishnu existed. Vishnu existed in his abode Vaikunthas. There are innumerable Vaikuntha planets in spiritual sky, and on each of them Vishnu reside with all associate and the paraphernalia. It is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita and also through the creation is periodically dissolved. There is another abode which never dissolved. The word creation referred to material creation because in the spiritual world everything exists eternally. There is no creation or dissolution. The Lord indicate here that before the material creation he existed in fullness with all transcendental opulence, including all strength, will, the beauty and knowledge, all fame, all renunciation. If one think of a king, he automatically think of this secretary, minister, military commander, place, and so on. Since a king has such opulence, one can simply try to imagine the opulence of the Supreme Personality Godhead. When the Lord says Aham, therefore, it is to be understood that he exists with full potency, including all opulences. The word earth refers to Brahman, the impersonal effulgence of the Lord. The Brahma Samhita it is said, Tad Brahma Niskalam Anantam Aisha Bhutam. The Brahman effulgence expand unlimitedly, just as sun is localized planet with the sunshine expanded unlimitedly from the source. The the absolute truth is the supreme personality Godhead with the effulgence of energy Brahman expanding unlimitedly. From the Brahman energy, the creation appear just as cloud appear in sunshine. From the cloud, from the cloud comes rain. From the rains, from the vegetation. From the vegetation come fruit and flower, with all the basis of substance for many other form of life. Similarly, the effulgence body, lust of the Supreme Lord, is the cause of creation of the infinite universe. The Brahman effulgence is impersonal, but the cause of the energy, the Supreme Personality Godhead. From him and his abode, the Vaikunthas, the Brahmajyoti emanate. He is never impersonal. Since impersonalists cannot understand the source of the Brahman energy, they mistakenly chose to think impersonal Brahman and ultimately or absolute goal. But as stated in the Upanishad, one has to penetrate the impersonal effulgence to see the face of the Supreme Lord. If one desired to reach the source of the sunshine, he has to travel through the sunshine to reach the sun, then meet the prominently deity there. The absolute truth is the Supreme Person, Bhagavan, the Srimad Bhagavatam explained. Sat means effect, Asat means cause. The Param refers to the the ultimate form, which is the transcendental to cause and effect. The cause of the creation is called Mahat Tattva, the total energy. It is the effect of the creation itself, but neither cause or nor effect existed in the beginning. They were emanated from the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, as did the energy of time. This is the state in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadasya. Vedanta Sutra, Janmyadasya. The source of the birth of the cosmic manifestation or Mahatata is the personality Godhead. This is confirmed through the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Lord says, Aham Sarva Prabhavo, Aham Sarva Prabhavo. I am the fountainhead, all emanation. The material cosmos, being temporary, is sometimes manifest and sometimes unmanifested, but its energy emanates from the Supreme Absolute Lord. Before the creation, there was neither cause nor effect, but Supreme Personality Godhead existed with a full of opulence and energy. The word Paschadaham indicate the Lord exists after dissolution and the cosmic manifestation. When the material world is dissolved, the Lord still existed personally in the Vaikuntras. During the creation of the Lord also exists as he is the Vaikuntras, as is in the Vaikuntras. He also exists in the super soul with the material universe. This is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita. Although he is perfectly and eternally present in the Golok Vrindavan in Vaikuntha, he is nevertheless all pervading. He is nevertheless all pervading. The all pervading feature of the Lord is called supersoul. Supersoul. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, the cosmic manifestation is display of the energy of the Supreme Lord. The cosmic manifestation is a display of the energy of the Supreme Lord. The material element, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, pulse, ego, display the energy of the Lord, the living entity and the superior energy. Since the energy of the Lord is not different from Him, in fact, everything that exists, Krishna is the impersonal feature. Sunshine, sunlight, and heat are not different from the sun, and yet simultaneously there are distinct energy from the sun. Similarly, the cosmic manifestation and living entity and are energy of the Lord, and they are considered to be simultaneously one with and different from him. The Lord therefore says, I am everything, because everything is his energy, is therefore non different from him. Yo avasishyate shohasmaham indicate that the Lord is a balance that exists after dissolution of the creation. The spiritual manifestation never vanish. It belongs to the internal energy. The Supreme Lord exists eternally. When the eternal manifestation is withdrawn, the spiritual activity in Golaka and the rest of the Vaikuntha Loka continue, unrestricted by material time, which has no existence in spiritual world. Therefore, the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the abode from which no one return to the material world is the supreme abode of the Lord. So here we concluded reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. I hope all you understood. So let's make a video presentation for you for proper understanding. Please stay tuned. Please listen till the end. You must got the proper understanding. Hare Krishna.
Have you ever thought about how ancient wisdom really gets passed down? I mean, not just as words on a page, but as something real, something that can totally transform you. Well, today, we're diving deep into some fascinating Vedic texts that tackle that exact question. We're going to explore how divine knowledge is transmitted and what it tells us about the very nature of reality itself. Right from the get-go, the texts hit us with this incredible feeling of awe. Just try to imagine a sense of gratitude so huge, so immense, that even if you lived for billions of years, which is the lifespan of the cosmic creator, Brahma, you still couldn't find the words to say thank you. This really sets the stage for what we're about to explore. We're talking about a gift so precious, it's considered an unpayable debt. So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start by asking why. Why does this knowledge inspire such overwhelming gratitude? Then we'll meet the two divine guides who actually deliver it. After that, we'll get into how we can receive this intelligence, what great mystery it unlocks, and finally, what the text reveal about the God who always is. Okay, first up, this idea of an unpayable gratitude. The big question we're tackling here is, what makes this divine guidance such an immeasurable, almost unbelievable gift? You know, the answer is actually pretty simple, but it's also incredibly profound. All that gratitude comes from knowing that this knowledge is basically a lifeline. It's a clear path to freedom from all the misfortune and suffering that's just part of living in the material world. And for a gift like that, well, the gratitude is infinite. All right, so if this knowledge is such a priceless gift, how exactly does it get delivered? Who's the messenger? That brings us right to our second section, the two divine guides. It's a really important question, right? If there's a path, you've got to have a guide to show you the way. And what the texts tell us is that this guidance doesn't come from just a single voice, but from a really cool dual system. So it turns out we have two guides. On the outside, there's the acharya, or the spiritual teacher, who gives us instruction and direction. But then, on the inside, there's the supersoul, This divine presence that's right there in the heart of every single living being, guiding us from within. It's amazing. They work together in perfect sync to show us the way forward. Okay, so we've got the guides, we know who they are, but how do we actually connect with them? How do we tune into that frequency? This leads us to the really practical part of our journey, receiving divine intelligence. And the texts are super direct about what's required here. It's not about memorizing complicated rituals or being some kind of intellectual genius. The key is a state of being, constant devotion, and serving with real, genuine love. That's what opens the channel for divine help to come through. And the payoff for this loving service is something called Buddhi Yoga. Now, this isn't just about being smart or clever. It's described as real intelligence, a kind of divine understanding that's gifted by the Lord himself. It's the light that illuminates the path all the way back to the source. And the texts don't just leave it at that. They give us a whole toolkit, 9 practical ways to actually engage in this devotional service. It starts with simple things like hearing and chanting, and it builds from there. Remembering, serving, worshiping, praying, assisting, really building a friendship with the Lord, and ultimately sacrificing everything for that connection. So now we know how to receive this knowledge. But what is it? What are we actually learning? Our next section frames it as a great mystery. And to help us get it, we're told the story of Brahma, the very first created being in the entire universe. So picture this. Brahma is created, but he's kind of lost. He has this incredible creative energy, but he has no idea how to start his job of, creating the cosmos. Then, out of nowhere, he hears a single mysterious sound, tapa. He takes this as an instruction, performs austerities, and only then, only after he proves himself ready, is he granted a vision of the transcendental world. That vision becomes his blueprint for creation. And that practice, tapasya, was the absolute key. It's defined as voluntarily taking on difficulties and pulling back from just chasing sense pleasure, all for the sake of spiritual realization. It was Brahma's way of showing he was serious and ready to receive this profound knowledge. So after his austerity, the Lord speaks to Brahma, and this is what he says. He explains that this knowledge isn't just a dry scientific formula. It's also jam-packed with profound mysteries. It's something that engages both your head and your heart. So what exactly was revealed to Brahma? The texts break it down into 4 amazing parts. He was shown God's eternal form and personality, his different manifestations and colors, his qualities, especially the way he lovingly responds to his devotees, and finally, his incredible mysterious pastimes, things like lifting a mountain or dancing with his followers. And all of this has been building to the final, ultimate revelation. We've gone from gratitude to the guides to the process of getting the knowledge, and now we finally arrive at the core truth, at the very heart of the mystery, the God who always is. The Lord reveals his nature to Brahma in 3 incredibly powerful statements. The first one is this: before the universe, before there was time or space as we know it, only I exist. The one, sole, original reality. The second statement follows: once creation gets going, only I exist in everything. This points to this amazing, all-pervading presence. The divine is what sustains the entire cosmos from the inside out. And finally, after the universe is eventually dissolved, only I remain eternally. This completes the entire cycle, establishing the divine as the timeless reality that exists before, during, and long after all of material existence is gone. Now, I know that can sound pretty abstract, so the text gives us this brilliant analogy to help us grasp it. Think about the sun. The sun itself is a localized planet, right? It's a specific source. But its energy, the sunshine, is this unlimited, impersonal effulgence that spreads out everywhere. Well, in the same way, the Supreme Person is that localized source, and the all-pervading impersonal energy, called Brahman, is his emanation. The source is a person. The energy is impersonal. And the text is absolutely emphatic on this point. This source, this ultimate truth, is one. It's not some vague cosmic force. It's a single, supreme, all-powerful person. And that idea is the foundation of this entire philosophy. So the ultimate takeaway from this whole journey is this one profound conclusion. The absolute truth is a person. the source of all energy, the fountainhead of everything that exists, who is eternally present, with full beauty, wealth, strength, fame, knowledge, and renunciation. And that leaves us with a final thought to really chew on. If the ultimate reality is an eternal person who exists before, during, and after the cosmos, how does that completely change our idea of a beginning and an end? What does that mean for our own lives, for our own existence within that timeless reality?